Ready?
Ready.
Let's get it. Vámonos, salud. Let's go. God damn, I'm hurting right now.
Jeez, I'm not pedo for real.
I'm not borracho. I'm hurting. No, yeah, I lost my, I just wasn't getting it. I wasn't able to unmute us right now. I started talking for folks that are on the audio, but we're on.
We're moving.
We are moving. Welcome back, folks, to Goal Sided. This is actually a bonus episode.
We need to have another little like for a bonus episode or something.
Yeah, like a little intro, like additional to the intro song, but it's something que no sabía que. I'm sure people like the warmth of our voice the moment that they hear it, and this is a bonus one, so they're probably like, "Ay, qué padre."
Ya regresaron los papichulos.
Sí, ya están aquí en mi coche, en mis AirPods, donde sea. Ya regresaron. But yeah, folks, this is a bonus episode. We mentioned it in our normal weekly episode. But yeah, we're doing a bonus episode as a big thank you. It's Thanksgiving, time to give thanks, and we appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. We just had the live episode of the Mexico match, the watch along. And you guys were there having so much fun with us. That was so lit. Cesar had a bunch of drinks. And it was a lot of fun. And we just appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for all the love and support. And that's why we're here now.
Yep. And the bonus episode, what we're going to be talking about is a Liga MX recap of the season. We were talking about this before the season ended, that we really wanted to, especially because we got an international break, we really wanted to take that time, which is right now, to be able to go over what happened in Liga MX, who did well, who did bad, who we think are our MVP choices, who's going to win it, who were favorites, what happened to all the teams that didn't make it, what's going on with this play-in that's about to happen. For a lot of us that are confused, just like us, we'll learn together. But yeah, let's go through this. These are shorties but goodies, so let's get right into it. Cesar, how you feeling?
Feeling great, man. Excited for the postseason of Liga MX, and just kind of taking a step back and looking at who did what.
Yeah, and you got that puffer jack, man. It's a little cold out.
Yeah, man. It's a little chilly. We're doing the studio today is at Omar's house.
Yeah, we got a little nice outdoor setup. Unas palmitas, algo.
A little
plantas.
Pool behind us as well, you know.
Algo para las aesthetics, no?
Sí, algo leve, pero
Sí,
yeah, happy to be here, man.
Yeah, let's get right into it, man. Maybe we'll start individually going over top goal scorers, top assists, stuff like that, and then we'll move it on to reviewing the table, how the table ended,
Okay.
and we'll talk about the play-in and what's coming at that point. Maybe that's how we'll close it out with what's coming up next. Let's start right off with some individual awards. A lot of players to call out, a lot of standout players, a lot of new players that are just coming to Liga MX, starting to make a name for themselves. We know Liga MX is a big hot spot for South American players to come in, make their name, and then go to a bigger team or go take the fatter paycheck in MLS or something like that and live the American dream. We'll start off with top goal scorer of the season. The top goal scorer is Harold Preciado with 11 goals. De Santos. Santos is going to get a good amount of love on this podcast today because weirdly enough, even though they're in the play-in, they have some individual players that are balling out.
Yeah, especially him. He's got 11 goals this season, the lowest high scorer in 4 tournaments.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. Last season,
almost didn't make double digits. Almost, and that would have been a weird season.
Yeah, last season it was La Bomba Martin. He had like 14. So, yeah, 11 goals. It's pretty low.
Only 2 players above double digits, which is kind of wild. Guillermo Martinez, the only other player above 10. Guillermo Martinez, Mexican player out of Puebla, mi pueblita de mi corazón.
Los Camoteros.
Los Enfranjados. Not getting a call up to La Selección. I'll keep saying that until the day that I die. Give these players that are top goal scorers call ups if they're Mexican. Give it a go.
Yeah.
Make friendlies for them. Do something.
In the past game, Mexico against Honduras, the commentators were calling out, like, historically, Mexico has a problem scoring goals. And now, mentioning Guillermo Martinez, He's the top Mexican goal scorer. Didn't even get a call up. It would have been fit right, perfect. And if you have forwards que están rachados, que they're hot off of scoring goals, why not put him in? Why
Give
not
him a
call
go.
him and be like, yo, like we need goals, and
Yep.
you're scoring in bunches right now?
Yeah.
Let's do it here now.
You can also be kind of a dick about it, like I assume the selección is to these guys. We have Santi. We have Henry Martin. We have Raul Jimenez.
Yeah.
Right? We have some strikers, right? But we need someone enrachado, right? That's hot. That can be the third striker if Raul Jimenez kind of starts dwindling his career, right? So then you tell him, you got one chance, brother, right? You're at Puebla. You're not the biggest of squads. Chingarle. Vámonos. We'll give you a shot. Si no te va bien, ni modo. You don't call him back anymore, right? Yeah. Just like you already weren't, right? But 2 out of the 3 top goal scorers are Mexican. The third top goal scorer is Ángel Sepúlveda.
Yep.
Right? Who moved over from, and the majority of those goals were at Querétaro. And then he moves over to Cruz Azul, and he's been doing pretty solid there at Cruz Azul as well. 9 goals, almost double digits for Liga MX.
Yeah, and it's like delanteros are rated on how many goals they score, right? Be dick about that position specifically, right? Because you need players to score. If you don't score, that's how you win games. And if you don't score, all right, well, I'm going to call the next dude who's up and who's scoring like 10 goals, 9 goals.
Yep. But show these dudes it's possible.
Yeah.
You scored 10 goals on the season. Boom, vámonos. I'm going to call you up real quick. Next season, who's going to be the Mexican to score 10 goals? Vámonos. Y todos van a entrar duros.
Sí.
Almudo Aguirre, the Ali Avila from Monterrey, young players are going to be like, yeah,
from Chivas.
Yeah, they're going to be like, I'm going to score my 10. JJ's going to come back and be like, I'm going to score my 10 para irme a la selección otra vez, right? Yeah. Allow them, give it a go. But yeah, some good names on here. André Pierre Guignac, who always knows at the top, is tied for third. But yeah, he has 3 penalty goals, which are an interesting fact. Harold Preciado had 3 penalty goals. I know some people are always like, I don't know. I don't count those as much. Chino Huerta, big revelation in this tournament, had 3 penalty goals with Pumas. Yeah, some good names here. Federico Viñas had a good comeback tournament this season.
And he went into Uruguay. He went in over his international window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting called up. He's still super young. And Marcelo Villas has like, you know what? You've been doing good in Liga MX. Come, take it a shot. Go for it.
It's interesting. Marcelo Bielsa has good respect for Liga MX.
He coached there.
Yeah, with Atlas and with America, right, for a bit. But it's interesting because he left and he went to Leeds and he went to Europe and had this. Now he's probably one of the most recognizable names in coaching
and respected by big names like Pep.
Klopp, exactly. And for him to still be calling Liga MX players, I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Anybody else of the goal scorers that you wanted to call out?
Diego Valdez,
even though he missed a good amount of games, had 6 goals, so tied for about 6th. Not bad for missing. He missed a handful of games.
6 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah, not too bad. The Chivas highest goal scorer, just to throw myself under the bus, is Roberto Alvarado, El Piojo, with 6 goals, 4 of them being penalty goals.
I was going to call out. ¿Y cuántos de penal? A ver.
Y sí, ¿verdad? ¿Y cuántos le regalaron? Ay, güey, no mames. From Cruz Azul, they have Sepúlveda with 9 goals, but then their second highest goal scorer after that is Uriel Antuna with 5.
Okay.
So that's a little rough. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting from America that their top goal scorers 6, because I feel like they were rotating.
America?
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah, America has too many players.
Cabecita is there with 6. Henry was out injured a good amount of time. Quiñones, I feel like was just overall doing well on the team, but not really scoring that much. Alex Sendejas had 5.
Yeah.
Right there.
Diego Valdez. Then you have El Cabecita. You already call him out.
Yeah, he had 6.
And then Brian Rodriguez, before that injury, he was doing really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Le dieron en la madre más que se dio.
Era accidente. All right, let's move on. Top assists in the league for this season. We have Juan Bruneta, another Santos player, with 11. This one is impressive.
Yeah.
11 assists. The second highest assister in the league is Josué Colman. Who the hell is that? From
Who the-
Mazatlan. I swear they be making up these. That's a FIFA player.
Oh, from Mazatlan?
Yeah, that's a FIFA pro player. Somebody made that up on
It's like-
FIFA.
It's a randomly generated player.
Yeah, this is AI generated. Josué Colman, he had 7 assists on the season. Second, 4 away from Juan Bruneta.
Damn, that's wild. Where's he from? Where's this guy Coleman from?
Josué Colman is from Paraguay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Juan Bruneta at 11. The expected assist is what has me tripping. Juan Bruneta had an expected assist of 8.7.
Jeez.
Josué Colman, who had 7 assists, his expected assist was 2.6 compared to 8.7 by Bruneta.
Jeez.
That means this fool was putting him on a platter for people.
For people like Harold Preciado.
Yeah, he was like, tómala, papá, aquí, métela, aquí con un guante aquí.
¿Qué más
Te la
quieres?
presento. Exactly. That's crazy. That is such a big gap. Julian Quiñones has 5 assists though. He's on the charts. Pablo Barrera, 4
Yeah,
assists.
Still going. that old
Evergreen.
man.
Dijo, viejos los cerros y reverdecen, he said.
I'm dead. I've never heard that one before.
No?
No.
You never heard viejos los cerros?
No, that's
When you call an old dude viejo, and they're like, viejos los cerros y reverdecen.
Sorry, bro.
Nomás un little dicho, algo. Third on there, Brian Angulo from Puebla. That's how you know that they did okay, because this fool was assisting. He was
Oh,
hitting.
okay. That's not Stitch. That Stitch is the defender.
No, that's Jesus Angulo. Brian
Jesus.
Angulo is Colombiano. Yeah, Colombiano, 34 years old already, but he was with Puebla for a long time. Killed it, and then he went over to Toluca.
Oh, okay.
Didn't do that great the last couple seasons.
So
Back
came
with Puebla
back.
now.
Actually, they're in direct. Están directos.
Yeah, they're in 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're in because of this fool. Because of those beautiful assists. Overall goal contributions. That's always a fun one because the tables get shifted around on who assisted, who scored. But it is Juan Bruneta. 19 total goal contributions. Second is André Pierre Gignac, who moves up that table. And he has 13, 6 less.
Jeez.
Juan Bruneta, Dios mío.
I'm telling you, that whole. Santos as a whole, as a team, didn't do so well,
Mhm.
but they're forwards.
They
like
got the
this
ballers, and
Bruneta
these fools-
Preciado
And these dudes about to get sold for everything that America's got.
Yeah.
You know America's going to come. Apparently Cruz Azul already wants Bruneta,
okay.
is the rumor. But somebody's going to come and they got to give todo
Yeah, like 7.
el cheque. Vámonos. They're going to be like, ¿cuánto quieren el cheque? No, nomás dame toda la cartera.
Un cheque en blanco. Usted nomás deme un cheque en
Póngale
blanco.
que unos ceros y ceros y ceros y síguele. Dale,
Así.
dale.
Al cabo, la cementera los cubre.
Yeah, that una business expense. No? Yeah, but yeah, Gignac is second. Preciado's third with 12. And then your boy Quiñones, 11. And Guillermo Martinez, Memo Martinez, just quietly chugging along.
There you go.
Ah, pues sí, no hace nada mal ese
Gotta
güey.
call him up. Maybe Jimmy doesn't have his number.
No, pues nada.
Dile que se lo dé, que se lo pase el WhatsApp.
Y sí, que dé el WhatsApp para que alguien no. Okay, maybe we should offer our social media services to him to, boost him on social media.
Yeah, let people know who he is.
Para que luego lo impongan a Jimmy.
Para que diga, Gozar lo impuso.
Sí, y luego van a empezar todos.
Cabo ya-
Vamos a salir en fútbol picante y todo. Van a decir,
Sí.
no, esos de Goza nomás ponen a los que quieran.
Al cabo ya tenemos el contacto de el Piojo Herrera.
That's true.
Algo leve, algo
For
leve.
real. Yeah, Pio Herrera's just showing us some love on socials. If y'all know, y'all know. But tell me, interesting question. If you were Televisa
Uh-huh.
and you were able to put one player in and say, yo, I need this fool on the team, Jimmy, who would it be?
Damn.
That's not on the team. This fool, put him there, Jimmy. I need him starting. I need him on the team.
It's because Malagon's already there.
Yeah. I would say Alan Mosso just for the memes.
No.
I'd be like, no, ni por ser bueno. I'd just tráemelo like La Volpe took el Chiquis because he was dating his daughter. Llévate a Mosso. No, I would say el Pollo Briseño. Llévate el pollo just because that's a beautiful man.
That's who I was thinking. I was like, just for the memes, it has to be el pollo briseño para cuando he slide tackles Messi de unas celebraciones.
Bruh, if Pollo slide tackled Messi, I would be like, hey, venga, mi pinche pollo.
I would have screamed, hazme un hijo pollo. Y yo lo cuido.
Neta, for real. That's what it is. El pollo. El pollo, you're going to the selección thanks to Goalsider. We'll get you there. Let's go. Let's move on to the next category. Most clean sheets. Most clean sheets for this season in Liga MX is tied, actually. Esteban Andrada from Monterrey and Luis Malagon from Morelia. Luis Malagon from America.
I mean, he is from Morelia, right?
Ex Necaxa.
Ex Morelia.
Before that was Morelia. Sacan porteros, ¿no?
Pero yeah, it was 6, so both of them. It just goes along with the best defense, right? I mean, we'll get to it in a while. Pero Malagon did great when Ochoa got injured. I think he's up next after that performance. And, you know, there's clearly merits for him going to la selección. No es un impuesto, in my opinion. Pero, you know, he's there. He's chugging along.
Yeah. Yeah, and Andrada, I think that one's a pretty good call-out because, like, we'll talk about America being the least scored on in a bit, but, like, Andrada, that seems like he's just found a really good spot in Liga MX, and he's that man for Monterrey. He does a very good job for them. But, yeah, those two tied. Esteban Andrada did have more games than Malagon because Malagon was out injured for a bit, and then with the selección, I think he missed, like, 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, I think so.
Camilo Vargas is still there in second with 5 goals. Even though he has 24 goals conceded, he has 5 clean sheets. That's always a good measure as a keeper, right? That, like, you're probably getting shot at a shit ton, but you can keep a clean sheet every once in a while.
Yeah, and then again, international window, he did pretty well against Brazil. I think he had one save that I was like, geez, like, I know he's with the Atlas, he's a bit older, but he's still pulling some quick saves.
Yeah. But that's how you know the quality, right? That you're in Liga MX, but you're playing Conmebol ball. You're like, damn.
That's quality.
And then 4th, your boy, el favorito de todos, de ti, el Guacho.
I know.
Guacho with 5, and then Thiago Volpi also with 5. Julio Gonzalez, national team call for Mexico now with 5, and then Nahuel Guzman with 5.
Julio Gonzalez from Pumas, right?
Yeah.
Y Nahuel Guzman.
Nahuel Guzman, who's always there at the top of the statistical categories.
Yeah.
Last individual category you want to cover, menos goleado, your boy, Malagon with 11 goals in 14 matches.
Let's go.
Pretty impressive. I think that's what led to his call-up, and he's, like, become the number 2.
His hands don't bend.
They don't?
No, they don't bend whenever he gets shot on, like Chivista's goalie.
Cálmate. Guacho's right up there también.
He's like down the list, bro. He's down the list.
Ahí está cerquitas también.
No.
No, pues, I mean, it is a good amount
of difference.
Yeah. But he did miss matches. So ahí también cálmate.
Who?
Yeah, Malagon.
What? Are you saying Guacho?
No, Malagon. He only had 14 matches. Adrada had all 16 of the matches. Andrada got 15 goals scored on. Malagon got 11. Yeah.
Game is game. Stats are stats. Datos, no opiniones.
Yeah. Thiago Volpi only had 19. Julio Gonzalez only had 18. So we got some good keeper performances. Not too bad. Let's get right into it. Let's ask the hard question. Cesar, who would you give your MVP to this Liga MX season?
Diego Valdez.
No, hombre.
Why not? Think about it.
Because he missed games.
He missed games, but when he was there, he had 10 matches played, 6 goals, 2 assists. That's great. You can tell that when he's healthy, he's on the field, he's a difference maker. And he's at America. Imagine if he was at like a Santos, at a Puebla, at a Toluca, how much more he would stand out. Right now, he's surrounded by so many like good players that he gets kind of like hindered.
Yeah.
Because you got Cendejas, you got Cabecita, you got Henry. Like they're quality. They're gonna score some goals. Pero if he was by himself with maybe like a Marin next to him, entonces he'd probably contribute a lot more.
Marin's that 50-cent gift.
Yeah.
Why you mentioned me catching strays? But you could also argue he has it so easy at America that he can stat pad so easy. He can puede cerrar los ojos and kick the ball, and he'll get an assist somehow because Henry will make it. If Henry misses it, Quiñones will make it. If Quiñones misses it, Sendejas will make it.
No, porque le metió dos.
Hasta yo, güey, con la América. I'll get a Hattie of assists.
Dos a tus Chivas. Y dime, ¿fueron goles así pedillos nomás?
Sí.
¿Tap-ins? No.
Sí. Yo lo paro, güey.
Acuérdate cómo los metió.
Yo entro ahorita, güey.
Curveando así, bien bonito.
Nah, those are whack, though. That game is whack.
I mean, but at the end of the day, like, that shows that man's got quality.
He's got quality, yeah. I got to give MVP this season to my boy Juan Bruneta, who I've been calling him out on the podcast for months, and you should know that. I was saying for months now that America is going to come a knocking with that paycheck very soon, like they do with every Santos player, right, historically, right?
Who?
Darwin, Chucho, Vuoso, and then plus...
That's like 10, 15 years ago, bro.
Yeah, pero es conocido el Santos por ser the feeder program to América. Es la cosa.
Cantera.
Es la cantera de la América. El América, if I want to put it the other way around and be a little mean, les da de comer a los de Santos. Right? Sí. It's their goal, right? For a lot of them, it's like, oh, si le echo ganas, voy a irme a la América. Me van a dar mucho dinero.
El más grande de México.
Voy a irme pa' Cuapa y me va a salir de...
You guys heard it here first. He's admitting que es el más grande de México.
Hell no.
But you just said that.
No, that Santos Santos and them directly want, their players are like, I want to go to America. Right? Because they know that it happens historically. They go to Santos because they like Santos's recruiting from South America. And beautiful for Santos because they get Harold Preciado for so cheap. Yeah. And then they're about to flip them for 10 to 15.
¿Qué más quieren?
Plus a percentage of the carta. Vámonos, por si se va a otro lado. But yeah, Juan Bruneta, 19 total goal contributions, 11 assists, 8 goals, 6 goal contributions ahead of Guignac in second. Mans was putting the team on his back. He got them to the play-in tournament. He's a monster. He is everything that you want out of a player. He's going to be a staple in Liga MX for the next couple of years. And then Bruneta will probably go to Europe. I think he needs to go to Europe. I think a good team in the EPL. I think a good team in La Liga. I don't think he has to go bottom of the table. I think he could go mid to upper. He's got that quality. He's a stud. Shout out to the Santos recruiting team for getting this man.
Yeah, I mean, the stats are there. I can't argue much there, pero I don't know. It's just...
Pero tú como un americanista sin lógica, güey, neta. Es la cosa.
Ódiame más.
Pues sí, es todo lo que saben decir, cabrones.
Ey, así está la cosa.
No, pues sí, parece. All right, let's move it on. Let's stop talking about the individual people. Let's talk about el conjunto, no? Let's review the table, la tabla, the standings. Let's talk about it. I'll go over top to bottom who we got. At the very top, you're already smiling. we got America with 40 points. We got Monterrey in second, Tigres third, Pumas fourth, Chivas fifth, Puebla sixth, San Luis seventh, León eighth, Santos ninth, Mazatlán 10th, Cruz Azul nowhere to be found. That was a shout out my dad. But yeah, so that's how we ended up the table. We have a play-in tournament. What's happening? Basically, 7, 8, 9, and 10 have to play each other. So what we have going on, we have Atlético San Luis versus León. We have Santos Laguna versus Mazatlán. They're both going to be played Thanksgiving Day. The winner of Atlético San Luis versus León will qualify in 7th place, and then the losers of that game will face the winner of Santos versus Mazatlán to get 8th place.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, what I was saying is just it's too lenient for that 7th, 8th place. I think in general, Liga MX is too lenient for average teams to just make it in. Yeah. Right? And same thing here, 7th and 8th, that loser, either either León or San Luis, get yet another chance to make it into the playoffs. I think they should just go back to going the top 8. Los primeros ocho,
Yeah.
they play against each other.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're already there. They're top 8 for a reason. I
Yeah.
thought it was 7th versus 10, 8th versus 9th, and then whoever wins moves on. Yeah. Vámonos.
Make it simple. Vámonos.
Simple. Let's keep it
Pero,
simple for people.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get a bit of more excitement out of this play-in round. But definitely a little skeptic.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about some numbers from the table. We'll talk about the menos goleado team. Menos goleado, América. 14 goals against Monterrey right behind with 15. Not too shabby. A couple other teams.
Is the sky blue, bro?
A couple other teams under 20, which seems to be like the impressive mark. Tigres, Pumas, 18. But weirdly enough, closer to the bottom, Toluca, 19 goals.
19, yeah.
And then everyone else is 20, well above 20 in the 30s. We got a 30? Yeah, Juárez, 34 goals. Dios mío. ¿Que no tenían defensa?
No tenían portero tampoco.
No, pues no.
They didn't have a attacking force either. Oh, wait, no. They did. They had 24.
Ya que tenían Ochoa, qué chingados. No mames. But yeah, más goles metidos, most goals.
¿Quién creen? Drum roll, please.
América.
Let's go.
37 goals. 4. Only teams that were anywhere close to it. Tigres with 32. San Luis 31. Impressive. Santos 31. Yeah, only a few that were that close. Very impressive season for América overall.
Yeah, 7 points in between first place and second place, América and Monterrey. I think that was the biggest gap ever.
And I believe América became the first team to hit 40.
The first team to hit 40. And again, América has these impressive runs in regular season, but there's still many lingering doubts as to if they can pull it off in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to do it in the past. When was the last time they were champions? Like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So they need América, si no es campeón, es un fracaso. That's the standard. I know right now I'm super happy that they're first and everything, and it's nice, but we're still waiting on that trophy.
Yeah, especially this season with this big of a gap.
Exactly, yeah.
Dominant of a season. They started off kind of rocky, especially under Jardine. There was a couple of questions early on about Jardine, right? But it seems like he imposed his will on the team. The team is super offensive. I don't even think the defense is that great. I just think they're that good that they just don't get attacked. The other team has to preoccupy themselves so much with that mid forward that they don't even think twice. Like they don't even have the ability to get that many shots on goal.
Yeah, Fidalgo and Jonathan Dos Santos have been really, really good this season. And just going forward, they have Kevin Alvarez with that addition. It's just they have so much attacking prowess that they overwhelm teams.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it in the score. Goles a favor, 37. Nobody's nowhere near close to that. Yep. Goal difference, you got Malagón, another great addition this season. He's been doing really well. And they finally figure out those two center backs with Lichnowsky and that young kid.
Ramon
Juárez. So I think for now, they should be going in. They're favorites, in my opinion. If they don't win, again, it's a fracaso. But in my opinion, they still need to figure out a better center back duo. I know Lichnowsky right now he was brought in as a Band-Aid only on loan.
So, Cáceres is back though.
También Cáceres, who's been doing really well in Uruguay.
Damn, so you want to get the kids out.
Get Ramon Juárez, send him to Europe. Send him to Celtic, send him to Rangers, send him to a decent squad.
Ya pareces los mismos que criticamos diciendo, tú no quieres a Ramón Juárez. On tape right now. César no quiere a los jóvenes mexicanos que
no los quiero en
que
América.
Se desarrollen, que jueguen mejor, que sean grandes en América. No los quiero.
No los quiero. Prefiero que sean grandes en Escocia, que sean en Netherlands playing against Santi.
No, tú no los quieres porque you want other center backs there instead of Ramon Juárez because you're scared that in the playoffs he's not gonna come through.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's exactly what you're saying.
What I'm saying is Ramon Juárez is good enough to
You heard it
He's
here,
young.
folks.
Send him out.
You heard it here, folks. We're supposed to
Vámonos.
be very pro young players in Liga MX, making the selección better and better. Pero no, pues aquí, hasta internal, no hay problema.
All I'm saying is America needs 2 experienced center backs.
Wow.
I think Ramon Juarez got enough experience, and I don't want him to be a Liga MX lifer, an America lifer.
But this playoffs, you don't even want him there because
no,
you want
what I'm
somebody
saying
else.
is, this playoffs,
No,
he's
that's
there.
quieres.
But let's say we become
You're
champions.
Out of your 3 center backs and Araujo, 4, who do you put? You want Cáceres and Lichnowsky.
No. I want Cáceres and Ramon Juarez, both of them.
I don't
Cáceres
believe you.
is doing really well in Uruguay, and
Yeah.
put
Vas a sentar a mi
Juárez in.
morro.
no. Y ya que sean campeón, ya me los mandas.
Finalmente que me gustó uno de la América. Y lo quieres fuera. Ay.
You're welcome, Malagón. I mean, he said it himself. He's too short to go to Europe. But the best case scenario is like, yo, you did really well in America. Can you find a spot in Europe now? That's what we want.
Yeah. No, but he has to be more prominent with America to go, right? Dale chance a mi morro.
El Morro
Dale
had
chance.
the
No me
least-
metas a mi Lichnowsky ni nada. No. Ay, Cesar.
Omar.
Let's move on after that terrible news that Cesar is anti-young Mexican players. The one thing that I want to call out on the table, Toluca. 23 goals for 19 goals against, a beautiful stat line, all for them to be in 12th place and out of the playoffs. +4, one of the only teams. Santos is -3, Mazatlan is -2, and they're in the play-in. Everyone else is negative goal differential, but Toluca has a beautiful +4 goal differential, and they're out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Dios mío.
I think whenever they fired Nacho Ambriz, like 3-4 weeks ago,
Mhm.
that's when they lost it all.
Yep.
It's like they were on the cusp. You did that stupid change, and now they're out of the playoff. They needed to win their last game, their last 2.
Yep, and they couldn't pull it out. That's what you get for getting rid of a great coach like Nacho.
He'd been there. He had taken them. Why are you taking them out?
Exactly. Cesar, let's bring it on home. Let's talk about the good and the bad. I want you to give me a good from the season and a bad from the season. Bad, meaning a team.
A team. A good team. I'm going to call out Puebla. We know they're the super underdogs. They rarely make it. They won that game against Cruz Azul, and everybody ran on the field just because they knew the magnitude of what they had accomplished. They're in La Directa. They skipped over all that play-in bullshit, and they're in 6th right now. But I also want to call out Pumas this season. I think Pumas' last 2 seasons were disastrous. They didn't even make el repechaje. They were out just because they had a bad season this season. Mohamed came in with his Virgen outfit and everything, and he's turned this team around. They made it to 4th, 28 points. And Chino Huerta is a standout, has been a standout all season. And along with the goalie both of them have been called up by La Selección. So I'm going to call both of them out as good teams this season.
Lit. Who do you guys bad? They bad.
I think for me, it has to be Cruz Azul.
Yeah.
Cruz Azul is considered un grande de Mexico, a top 4, if you will. And they're sitting 16th with only 17 points all season. For you to be considered a grande, like, you need to perform season after season. And you have such a big budget, you just don't bring the right players, the right coaches. La Directiva's in shambles, and this is the result.
Yeah. I'll kick it off. My good for the season, my great, I think, was Puebla, but you stole it. So I will say Mazatlan. They're in the play-in. They're in 10th. Nobody expected them to be there. They have some players in good statistical categories with assists with Coleman. They have some standout players. Aquiloba came back and is killing it all of a sudden. And I think they have a chance here. They can give it a go. They can try their best that they can there, right? Nobody was expecting them, so they're playing on borrowed time right now. Like they're free to kill it. Hopefully they do move on.
I think Mazatlan did really well in League's Cup. I thought they would have done better in Liga. But at the end of the day, they were able to make this playoff round.
Yeah, just making it there is impressive.
Hey, man, keep going.
Yeah. My bad is right below them, Pachuca, in all honesty. Pachuca and Toluca, who's right below Pachuca. but Pachuca biggest because they have everything that they needed to make it, right? They have good youth players. They're able to bring in good superstars. They have in the past. They're pretty recent champions with Almada, right? Almada has that team working well, but it seems like they're depleting their resources from Pachuca because of multipropiedades to feed into León, to feed in other places. I don't know, for finances to go elsewhere when they should just be. If they had one owner, they would have all the resources toward this team, putting it towards Almada with the youth players. They'd be killing it, right? But right now, what they're making it seem like is like if you play youth players, you're not going to get the best results, right? Yeah. And that's what sucks. Almada's doing the best that he can with the players that he has, and he's getting a lot of standout young players that are making it to the selecciones of the youth squads, right? But they need to be doing better. They're not supposed to be out of play-ins that are allowing 10 teams to make it.
Yeah. I think Pachuca, for me, get a pass just because, like you mentioned, they have a whole bunch of young kids. And I've actually watched a few games of them, and those young kids have their moments of standouts. But because most of them, it's their first full season on as starters, they have mismatched games. So in my opinion, Pachuca maybe next season can get into those playing spots with the right pieces that they bring in. Pero, this is what happens to Multipropiedad. I think they wanted to push for León this season to make it.
Yeah. And they barely made it. So, ¿de qué les sirvió, cabrones?
So, at the cost of Pachuca. But
for real.
This is the name of the game in Mexico.
That's what it is. Así es la corrupción, güey. All right, Cesar. Let's bring it on home. Let's close it out with a couple of things on the playoffs. Give me, first and foremost, a team that you think will surprise folks and make it like far. And then give me who you think your final two are. ¿Quién va a estar en la final?
Okay, so from the play-in, I'm going to give you Santos. Just because of the players they got. They got Bruneta, and they also have Harold Preciado, who've been doing really well. And vienen rachados. They're in a great position. They kind of remind me of like SKC in the MLS, who have been doing really well the last few games of playoffs. Going into playoffs, they're going to surprise people. And then my last two has to be America and Tigres. I think Tigres is just a playoff team all around. They're older, they're experienced, but they find a way to work, and they're just a machine. So for me, it's them, and it has to be America.
Damn, that's interesting. Okay, so my surprise, I think, is going to be León, because I like their attacking squad. I think Viñas is really starting to come into a good place, especially with Uruguay. So they're getting like free training for him, right, with superstars. So he's coming back stronger. Diente Lopez on that squad is doing really well. Fidel Ambris is really solid there in that mid, right? Right. So I think this team is a playoff team. They can get pretty far if they can win in this play-in. I think they can get some favorable matchups. If them and Santos move on, Santos would play America because they're at the bottom. And that might be, I don't know, some fantasmitas for your America.
Yep.
But then they would get a more favorable matchup with Monterrey, in all honesty, right? My final two, in all honesty, I think we would get a Clásico Regio at this final. I do think it would be Monterrey versus Tigres. Unfortunately, even as unbiased as I can be, which obviously as a Chivas fan, how unbiased can I be? But I don't think America would make the final again. But I also am not saying Chivas is going to make it. But I do think Monterrey is a very strong squad, and Tigres, to your point, Tigres is a playoff squad, right? Gignac is going to put that team on his back, and he's going to tell the morritos like a Goku in Dragon Ball Z, and like, you guys do it, and I'll make sure we win, right? So yeah, it'll be good. Hold us accountable, folks. We'll see if our predictions come true.
Hopefully, knock on wood.
All right, Cesar, bring us on home.
So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving weekend with your families. As always, follow us on our socials. Join the Discord to keep up with us. And talk to you guys next time.
Yeah, appreciate you, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Have great holidays. Peace.